what is your relationship with YoungBoy, if any?
Since y'all want to post everything, you'll post it. YoungBoy my favorite rapper.
You are disqualified from saying anything to Kentrell. NLE Choppa, you have been disqualified.
NLE Choppa, and I got that found me, and I'm round Houston. What's up?
No, nigga.
Puss ass. While we outside with that ready to quake out.
Y'all know what the you did. You came and hid behind security. You was a
Right now, things are heating up fast. NLE Choppa just declared all-out war on NBA YoungBoy, and he didn't hold nothing back. Out of nowhere, Chop dropped a full-blown diss track aimed straight at YoungBoy. And this ain't no simple little jab. This was a statement. He went all in, throwing shade. So bold, it had the whole internet talking. Choppa didn't stop at the track. Nah, he took it to another level. He put up billboards dissing YoungBoy right in his own hometown like he was marking territory. And get this, he even flipped the beat from Hit 'Em Up, one of the most disrespectful diss tracks in rap history. The video was wild too, straight up mocking NBA YoungBoy, making it look like he was being humiliated. Chop even dropped a photo on Twitter holding a fake YoungBoy head, like it was a trophy. That's crazy. But here's the thing, Chop wasn't just yelling empty threats or talking tough for the internet. Nah, he came with receipts. He actually brought up real points about YoungBoy's behavior and past moves that had people raising eyebrows. Everyone knows YoungBoy got a history of crashing out and doing wild things when he's pushed, so people are just waiting to see how he reacts to this one. Let's be real, a response is bound to come. YoungBoy's never been one to stay quiet when someone calls him out, and Chop went way too far for this to slide. So today, we're breaking it all the way down. See, Choppa and YoungBoy ain't strangers to this kind of heat. Their tension goes way back. Around 2021 and 2022, they were already throwing shade at each other. Back then, Choppa was still coming up, gaining buzz and carving his lane. But once he started blowing up, fans couldn't help but compare him to NBA YoungBoy. It became one of those fan wars that turned real ugly. People online were choosing sides, half yelling Chop sounds like YoungBoy, and others saying YoungBoy's the real deal. What started as fan debates quickly turned into real tension between the two. Now years later, the rivalry's back from the dead, and this time, it looks like things might go too far. Even though nobody had to pick a side, fans just couldn't help themselves. They turned it into a whole online showdown, picking teams and running wild with it. What started off as simple fan chatter turned into a viral debate that had the internet locked in. This wasn't just some minor argument. This was a full-blown moment in hip-hop drama that everybody had an opinion on. It got so big that Choppa himself had to jump on Instagram Live to speak on it. But instead of calming things down, he said something that would haunt his career for years. On that live, Chop straight up admitted that NBA YoungBoy was his favorite rapper. You can imagine how that sounded later when they started beefing. Fans never forgot it. That line kept coming back to bite him every single time.
I ain't beefing with none fool unless blood get because I'm up. If blood ain't shed or if anybody money come, I'm not beefing with none. I'm up but fool, I still crash on like I'm down though. You know what I'm saying? But since y'all want to post everything, you'll post it. YoungBoy my favorite rapper.
Now people are dragging him again, saying things like, how you dissing your favorite rapper and calling him out for switching up. But as time went on, things got real ugly. What started as internet talk between two artists slowly turned into something way more serious, a real-life rivalry. And it all really popped off when Choppa dropped a track with YoungBoy's longtime enemy, Fredo Bang. That move flipped the whole situation upside down. Now, if you don't know about the deep history between Fredo Bang and YoungBoy, trust me, it runs deep. We're talking about one of the most dangerous beefs in Louisiana rap history. This ain't no he said, she said type of drama. This is real street business. People have actually lost their lives behind that tension, and the hate between their camps goes back years. So when Choppa decided to link up with Fredo Bang, fans instantly started speculating. Everyone was like, wait, ain't you cool with YoungBoy? Tried to deny it at first, saying it wasn't about no beef, but then he turned around and hopped on a whole record with Fredo. That move made it crystal clear. Whether he wanted it or not, Choppa had officially picked a side. It wasn't just that Choppa hopped on a Fredo Bang track. It's what he said on it that set everything off. He didn't keep it neutral or play it safe. Nah, he dropped bars that everybody knew were aimed straight at NBA YoungBoy. From that moment on, it wasn't just rap competition anymore, it turned personal. This was now a full-blown war between two artists who clearly had issues deeper than music. On that track, Chop threw in some slick lines that had the internet losing its mind. And if you remember, there was already a lot of talk online about YoungBoy's health, rumors flying left and right. But it wasn't just random gossip. YoungBoy himself once said it in a song, word for word, "Herpes in my blood, that got me crying." That line exploded online and became one of the most talked about things he ever said. So when NLE Choppa came out with a line saying, "I'm hotter than herpes, who messing with me?" fans instantly connected the dots. Like, come on, who else would he be referring to? There's no way that bar wasn't aimed directly at YoungBoy. The whole internet lit up, fans arguing, memes flying, and the beef starting to feel real dangerous. But it didn't stop there. Things started spilling out of the music and into the real world. One night, Choppa was out at a club minding his business. And who does he run into? Kondo Rondo. And for those who don't know, Kondo Rondo and NBA YoungBoy are tight. They've been locked in for years, practically brothers in this rap game. You remember the King Von situation? Yeah, that's where Kondo Rondo, YoungBoy, and Lil Tim were all tied up together. Ever since then, their bond has been unshakable. They move like one unit. Wherever YoungBoy goes, Kondo's not far behind. Even right now, on YoungBoy's latest tour, he's been bringing Lil Tim out on stage with him to perform. So when Choppa crossed paths with Kondo that night, you already knew it wasn't going to be a peaceful meetup. That kind of energy don't just disappear, especially when both sides got history, pride, and crews watching every move.
NLE Choppa homeboy in this running up on me. Hey, crack ass in this NLE Choppa. And I got that found me. And I'm around Houston. What's up? Pussy ass. Know what the going on with me, yeah. Free white B. 4K trade, nobody say. Yeah, his partner ran up on me, cracked him in the with a Hennessy bottle. Bust his little face all open. Blood everywhere. And I got that found me.
Is you if y'all hiding behind security, cuz. On Jesus Christ, when we brought the out, y'all know what the you did. You came and hid behind security. You was a nigga. On Jesus. You hid behind security and threw a bottle in my head, but you gangster. You talking about, cuz, nice ass, you doing this for real. On Jesus. And your ass can't come to Memphis. You talking about, you can't come to Memphis.
Nice, cuz, bro, great y'all at nice, cuz, real talk, fool. Y'all, hey, but y'all, internet be quick to say I'm the hoe, but y'all just sing behind security. Y'all so dick ride, y'all dick ride so much, y'all gonna be on bruh dick, but this man on the fucking stairs while we outside with that shit, ready to quake your ass, but you in the stir behind security, and then you throwing bottles like a.
Things were already on edge, and that little encounter, it was about to make everything explode. So check this. YoungBoy had just finished doing a show in Atlanta, the same city tied to King Von's legacy. And you already know, ever since this tour kicked off, YoungBoy's been acting wild, making headlines everywhere he goes. Now here's where things get messy. That same night, NLE Choppa and Kondo Rondo ended up at the same club. Yeah, the same spot. And knowing their history, you could already tell this wasn't going to end quietly. Something must have been said, maybe a look, maybe a word. Whatever it was, it sparked something serious. Before anyone knew it, the whole club turned chaotic. Choppa and Kondo's crews got into a real fight. It wasn't just online talk anymore. It got physical. And of course, the internet found out immediately. Both sides ran to social media posting clips, comments, and subliminals, turning the entire situation into a viral circus overnight. Now, the reason I'm breaking all this down is so you can see how deep this beef runs. NLE Choppa and NBA YoungBoy been going back and forth for years. It's not some random internet tension. It's built off years of drama, diss tracks, fights, and straight up pride. And don't forget, Choppa was the first one to fire a shot musically. He kicked this whole thing off by dropping the first diss track that lit up the rap scene. But it didn't stop there. Months later, YoungBoy decided to clap back. He dropped a track where he didn't just respond. He went straight for Choppa's neck. One of the coldest lines in that song said, "I bet your mama be destroyed when we send your stupid self to God for making statements. Choose sides about my beef with them lil boys." That bar alone sent shockwaves through the culture. Fans couldn't believe how raw it was. It showed YoungBoy wasn't playing any games. And when he followed it up with, "You could say I saw it, you could say I was your favorite, better stay up in your place," it was clear. He was reminding Choppa exactly who he was dealing with. That wasn't just rap, that was a warning. Now honestly, looking at how things escalated, it's hard to say if Choppa ever really wanted to take things this far with YoungBoy. The beef had already gotten way deeper than music, and at that point, there was no turning back. In this industry, you gotta know who you're playing with, and YoungBoy ain't the one to test. That's why it looked like NLE Choppa started backing off a little. He even did an interview with DJ Academics where he basically tried to calm everything down, saying, "It ain't no problems between me and YoungBoy. That's just internet talk." He wanted to make it sound like it was all a misunderstanding, nothing serious. But if you really look deeper, it's clear Choppa wanted to avoid taking it there.
What is your relationship with YoungBoy, if any? Because like he clearly cared about it, right? So he dropped a record, clearly taking aim at you, right? He's basically like, "Yo, tell people that was your favorite. Yo, you don't pick sides of my beef."
Bro, I'm gonna be right here honest. That's one thing about me. I'm never no hater. I'm gonna keep it real. And that's all I'm gonna keep it. There's one thing about me you gonna take from NLE after every conversation, after every meeting. Nobody ever said he wasn't, because he was. That used to be all I used to bump. You know what I'm saying? It's just certain stuff happened that in the mix of all that, when you blow up and you start to see how everything is or how everything work, that's when stuff get altered. Like, I ain't never say he wasn't. Always, you know what I'm saying, he was, but
would you have a private conversation with him, try to, you know the funny thing about like most of it, obviously between like say Dirk and YoungBoy, I don't think they'll have no conversation, because that's some shit.
It's because it's blood behind that.
You're right. As much as you for Vaughn, and as much as you were standing up for Vaughn, you're not trying to you weren't trying to put out a message like, man, it's on site with YoungBoy. It's not. That's not what you're. So would you have a conversation with him to at least like, bruh, y'all used to be locked in with this dude Vaughn. Like, man, I'm gonna stand up for any disrespect against him.
Respect that any man that got kids, they got a girl, whatever. You should be able to respect like somebody gonna stick up for that person like this. It's like one of my blood relatives, one of my folks got stepped on or something, God forbid, and somebody really ain't just have nothing to do with it, even though it came from your camp, it came from your folks. But at the end of the day, like, bro, the influence bro got, like, it's heavy, fool. All these kids seeing it, bro, like, they thinking this cool, fool. Like, it was at a point in time where like we knew it was smoke between them two camps.
He's seen how far YoungBoy is willing to go, and he didn't want to risk crossing that line for real. So even though their beef had the rap world talking, it kinda cooled off. Mostly because Chop chose to chill instead of fueling it. And honestly, that's a pattern with Choppa's whole career. The man's had a million different eras. He's reinvented himself more times than we can count. When he first blew up, he was on that straight street vibe. Guns, danger, and raw energy. Every track was about action, chaos, and survival. But then, as time went on, Chop started switching up. He began talking about growth, energy, and positivity. He went from toting weapons to growing plants. Yup, he went full spiritual Choppa mode for a minute. He became a vegetarian, stopped eating meat, and started preaching about inner peace, meditation, and higher vibrations. It was like watching a rapper transform into a motivational speaker overnight. Folks even compared him to So Illuminati. Same vibes, same message about elevating your mind and spirit. But here's where things got confusing. Choppa's transformations didn't always line up with his actions. One moment he's preaching about peace and positivity, and the next, he's back in the booth rapping about catching bodies. Fans were like, wait, what happened to the spiritual Choppa? It felt like he was battling between two versions of himself, one trying to heal and one still tied to the streets. And recently, he's been back on his wild energy again. He's saying some outrageous stuff in his music, way more explicit than before. It's like he swung from one extreme to another, from talking about meditation and nature to dropping wild bars about his personal life that had fans doing double takes. So it's safe to say, Choppa's been unpredictable. He's tried to balance that image of peace while still keeping his edge. But that switch-up has people questioning what he really stands for. See, that's the thing about Choppa. He can be real hypocritical sometimes. One day he's preaching about peace, love, and energy, and the next he's rapping about chaos like he never left the streets. It's wild, but honestly, that's just who Chop is. A dude constantly switching lanes, trying to figure out which version of himself he wants the world to see. And all those different phases, they led us right back to where we are now. Him versus NBA YoungBoy again. After everything Chop's done, it's no surprise he's back in the middle of controversy. Over the past few months, he's been building up this whole new image, a complete rebrand. Not just a few photos or a name change. He started calling himself NLE the Great, like he's trying to create an entirely new persona. He even launched a YouTube channel just for this version of himself, pushing it heavy, like he's entering a new chapter in his career. But this ain't just for show. Now, it feels like Chop was really trying to prove something. And it all seemed to start earlier this year when he went completely bald. That move had fans talking non-stop, calling it his Batman Chop era. It was bold, it was dramatic, and it marked the start of a new wave for him. But instead of this new version being calm or spiritual, it turned out to be dark and aggressive, leading straight into the beef with YoungBoy. Now keep in mind, Choppa and YoungBoy's tension had cooled off for a while. Things had gone quiet, and it seemed like both moved on. But out of nowhere, Chop came back swinging. There wasn't any public argument or leaked drama before it. This diss track just dropped out the blue and shocked everybody. It had fans asking, wait, where did this come from? That's what made it hit even harder. No warning, no build-up, just straight disrespect. Chop didn't just throw out basic insults or empty threats either. He went in on YoungBoy, breaking down his career, his image, and even the influence he has on younger fans. Instead of clowning him, Chop tried to expose him, painting YoungBoy as a negative role model, leading a generation the wrong way. It wasn't just a diss, it was personal and strategic. Chop came for YoungBoy's reputation, his music, and the whole message he's been pushing. And that's what made this round of their beef hit way deeper than before. It wasn't about ego anymore. It was about legacy. With this track, Choppa wasn't just talking for the sake of it. He was really trying to make a point. He came straight for NBA YoungBoy's message, calling him out for how he's been poisoning the youth. Instead of promoting growth or change, Chop accused YoungBoy of spreading chaos through his music, especially to the younger generation that looks up to him. But of course, YoungBoy's fans weren't trying to hear none of that. Instead of actually listening to what Chop was saying, they flooded the internet defending YoungBoy like their lives depended on it. They didn't want to admit Chop had a point. They just wanted to attack. And the crazy part is, Chop's message wasn't even that far-fetched. He was addressing something that's been talked about in hip-hop for a minute now. When the track dropped, even people who don't mess with Chop had to give him props. The creative direction behind that music video was on another level. It wasn't your basic rap visual. It was a full-blown production. The choreography, the camera work, the symbolism, everything was crafted perfectly to match the message he was sending. You could tell Chop put his heart into it. And the way he set it up was genius. He sampled Hit 'Em Up by Tupac, which is legendary for being one of the most disrespectful diss tracks in rap history. Now, Chop didn't go that far, not like Pac did, but he definitely walked close to that line. The energy, the tone, the confidence, it was all there. You could feel that he meant every word. The song started with Chop talking about how he's been gone for a while, took a step back from the spotlight. But now he's back and focused. He even mentioned surviving being shot, saying it changed his perspective and gave him new purpose. And that purpose? Calling out what he sees as fake or harmful in the industry, starting with NBA YoungBoy. The core message of the track was clear. Chop saying YoungBoy isn't helping the youth, he's hurting them. He called him out directly, rapping, "You poison the youth, nothing positive you do. You the reason dudes is beating females thinking it's cute." That bar hit like a hammer. He wasn't sugarcoating anything. He was putting it all out there for everyone to see. This wasn't just a diss song. It was Chop taking a stand, saying he's tired of watching bad examples get glorified. And no matter what side you're on, you can't deny, this track shook things up in a major way. Chop didn't hold nothing back with these lyrics. He went for YoungBoy's character, his image, and everything he stands for. He rapped, "You send dudes to do what you wouldn't do. Role model, you could never fit the shoe. Just a dude with emotion, a breastfed punk, your argument weak. Dudes like you make me sick." That's some bold talk right there. He wasn't playing around. He was calling YoungBoy out as someone pretending to be tough while spreading negativity to the youth. Now yeah, this song was clearly aimed at NBA YoungBoy, but when you really listen, Chop's words go way beyond that. It's 2025, and honestly, That message applies to the entire rap industry. Too many artists these days push drama, beef, and destruction instead of growth or unity. They glorify violence, disrespect, and toxicity until it becomes entertainment. And then, the youth copy what they see. Chop was speaking on something real, even if people don't want to admit it. And he's not wrong. You can literally see the impact of that kind of energy out in the world. The perfect example came just a few weeks ago at one of NBA YoungBoy's own shows. There was this wild incident that left fans shocked, but not surprised. A 66-year-old man working at the concert, just doing his job, minding his business, ended up getting attacked by a group of teenage fans. Apparently, these kids started clowning him for no reason, turning him into some kind of joke, and then one of them actually put hands on the man. Like, come on, how are you fighting somebody's granddad at a concert? It was disgusting to watch, and the video spread all over social media. People were saying, that's messed up, but deep down, no one was surprised that it happened at a YoungBoy show. Because let's be real, YoungBoy's concerts already got that reputation. The vibe is always tense, unpredictable, and wild. Everyone knows if you're going to one, you better be ready for anything. And that's exactly what Chop was trying to highlight. This idea that YoungBoy's influence isn't just music anymore, it's behavior. He's saying that when your fan base starts acting reckless, that's a reflection of your message. Chop's calling it out not just to diss YoungBoy, but to shine a light on how dangerous that energy can be. Whether people love or hate him, he's making everyone stop and think, what kind of message are these rappers really sending to the next generation? You gotta be careful at a YoungBoy concert. Everybody knows how wild those shows can get. The energy's crazy, the crowds get rowdy, and sometimes things just go left. People literally warn their loved ones before going to one of his concerts. Now, to be fair, not every single YoungBoy show ends in chaos, but way too many have. There have been multiple times where his concerts got shut down or thrown into lockdown because something wild went down. The tension at those events is real. It's like everyone's just waiting for something to pop off. Remember his Chicago show? The city got so nervous about potential violence that they just canceled it completely. That says a lot. So when Choppa called YoungBoy out for the type of energy he attracts, it wasn't random. It was based on real patterns that keep happening. But then Chop took it even deeper. He brought up YoungBoy's past behavior, the stuff that's been documented and discussed before. And this wasn't some rumor Chop pulled out of thin air. This was based on public record. Back in 2019, Pitchfork reported that YoungBoy had taken a plea deal in a serious case involving his ex-girlfriend. The accusations were heavy. He was accused of throwing her to the ground at a hotel and dragging her into a room. YoungBoy ended up pleading guilty to misdemeanor simple battery for family violence after the more serious charges, kidnapping and aggravated assault, were dropped. He got sentenced to 12 months of probation, hit with a $1,500 fine, and ordered to take anger management classes while avoiding any violent contact with the woman involved. Those are facts, not rumors. So when Chop mentioned it in his verse, he wasn't lying or reaching. He was exposing a part of YoungBoy's past that most fans don't want to talk about. He wasn't just going after YoungBoy for promoting violence in his songs. He was calling out the real-life violence that's followed him outside the booth. And on top of that, Chop didn't forget about their personal history either. In that same verse, he circled back to their old beef, mixing real-life facts with lyrical shots that made the diss even harder to ignore. Chop wasn't holding back this time. He came for everything, from YoungBoy's influence to his past actions, making this one of the boldest diss tracks of the year. At one point in the track, Choppa even talked about how he wanted to squash the beef, how he tried to let it all go and move forward. But according to him, YoungBoy wasn't trying to hear any of that. Instead of keeping things low-key, YoungBoy turned the situation into an online spectacle, throwing more shade and fueling more drama for the internet to feed on. And honestly, it's hard to feel bad for Chop in that moment, because what exactly did he expect to happen? This wasn't some light trolling or playful jab. He made a full song with Fredo Bang, a man who's had serious life or death beef with YoungBoy for years. That beef isn't some rap publicity stunt. People have actually lost their lives behind it. Then Chop doubled down and dissed YoungBoy on that same track. So when he later said he wanted peace, people couldn't help but question it. Like, come on, how you expect YoungBoy to just let that slide? You can't jump into one of the most dangerous rap feuds, drop bars aimed at the man himself, and then expect him to shake your hand after. It doesn't work like that, especially not in this game. But even with all that, Chop still had something real to say in this song. He went beyond petty insults. He started calling out what he sees as fake energy from YoungBoy, saying that the image he pushes in his music isn't really who he is anymore. Chop accused him of selling a lifestyle that he doesn't live, one filled with violence, hate, and pain, and doing it just to keep his fans hyped. Chop laid it out perfectly in one of his coldest lines. Judgment Day around the corner, the creator living, purposely making decisions to promote more violence. That's bringing more death into his innocent children. When I do it, it's different. When he do it, it's ignorant. I'm in love with the art. He's in love with tearing people apart. That right there hit deep. Choppa was speaking on something bigger, how the culture glorifies destruction while pretending it's entertainment. He was saying that when he talks about his past, it's reflection. But when YoungBoy does it, it's corruption. And truth be told, Chop wasn't lying. He had some solid points. Whether people like him or not, you can't deny the message was powerful. Instead of just dissing for clout, Chop was challenging the way people view fame, music, and influence. But of course, instead of appreciating the message, most of the internet just brushed it off and went back to hating, proving exactly what he was talking about in the first place. Now the music video, that's where things really crossed the line. The diss track itself was already bold, but the visuals? Chop took it way further than anybody expected. Yeah, I gave him props for being creative because you could tell there was serious thought put into it. But man, he pushed the limits big time. In the video, Chop straight up had a YoungBoy lookalike chained up getting whipped and humiliated. Then it cuts to them fighting in a boxing ring. Chop lands the knockout, sending the message loud and clear about who he thinks is winning this war. It was cinematic, symbolic, and no doubt controversial. But the part that really had everybody's jaws dropping was the ending. Chop's running down the street holding what looks like YoungBoy's head, like it's a trophy. No blood, nothing graphic, but the symbolism was wild enough. That moment alone broke the internet. You could almost feel the tension through the screen. It wasn't just disrespect, it was domination imagery, like he was saying, I took the crown. And that's the exact moment where most fans agreed. Chop went too far. Dissing someone lyrically is one thing, but portraying yourself holding your rival's severed head in a video, that's a whole different level of disrespect. It's no wonder people started saying, yeah, YoungBoy's definitely gonna respond after this. Because if there's one thing we know about YoungBoy, he don't let anyone play with his name like that. The internet instantly exploded. Half the people were hyping Chop up, saying it was art and a bold move for the culture, while the other half, especially YoungBoy's die-hard fans, were furious. You already know how loyal that fan base is. They ride for him hard. His supporters started flooding Chop's comments, clowning him, dragging him, and even calling for YoungBoy to drop a response immediately. But the thing is, Chop knew exactly what he was doing. He wasn't surprised by the backlash. He expected it. He went after one of the most feared and respected names in hip-hop, a man with one of the strongest, most passionate fan bases in the entire game. And he didn't stop there. Chop made sure to keep the fire burning. He put up billboards in YoungBoy's own hometown promoting the very same diss track. Like, imagine that, posting up giant signs trolling your rival right in his city. That's not just competition, that's warfare. It's clear Chop wanted this to be loud, shocking, and impossible to ignore. While all this chaos was going down, YoungBoy's fans started pointing fingers, accusing Choppa of faking his success, saying he was using bots to boost his streams and fake the hype around the diss track. But honestly, that theory doesn't make sense. This track didn't just blow up on one platform, it went viral everywhere. You couldn't escape it if you tried. Go on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. No matter where you scroll, there's something about the NLE Choppa versus NBA YoungBoy beef popping up on your screen. Clips, reactions, memes, edits. It's all over the internet. Every platform's getting crazy engagement just from people talking about this situation. When something dominates that many spaces at once, that's not bots. That's real viral energy. What's happening is simple. People saw Chop's wild visuals, him holding YoungBoy's head like a trophy, acting out a diss video with crazy symbolism, and they couldn't look away. Whether you love it or hate it, you had to click. It shocked everyone, and that's exactly why it went so big. It wasn't fake hype. It was pure, unpredictable internet reaction. After the song dropped, the whole culture started chiming in. Fans, rappers, influencers, everybody had something to say. Even Charleston White jumped in. And you already know when he gets involved, it's about to get messy. Charleston, of course, sided with YoungBoy, throwing shade at Choppa and calling him out like he always does. He couldn't resist jumping into the fire.
Listen to me. You can't go walk the runway with that little walk. You remember that walk you had? I think I'm a bad bitch. You can't come back with that walk. I think I'm a bad bitch. You can't come back with that NLE Choppa with that boy. Now them boy got some dance. You went to holler about if you was a bad I suck my dick too. You are disqualified from saying anything to Kentrell. NLE, you have been disqualified. I would give you and King Von got in the car and shot them guns together. Once you learn that walk, like that runway model walk, and you went in front of the whole gay world, and they were whistling Dixie at your little yellow ass, you can't come back over here to this side of the railroad track and go to barking. No. Go back over there and finish sucking your dick, nephew. Go back over there and finish being a bad bitch and sucking your. All these little boys ugly. Ain't none of them handsome. And all of them mostly dark skinned. You better leave these little gremlins alone. Boy, they'll tear your ass out tomorrow. The tour is almost over. NLE Choppa, let them boys enjoy a little bit of that money that boy finna give them. Them boys been doing bad since he been gone. So now they finna be able to get them some scat packs. Few of them might go sleep and buy some twitches. But let them boys alone. Yeah, they but nigga, they got guns. Everybody know the pussy got the gun. Everybody know these little pussy ass little boys riding around with these goddamn switches and glitches on their goddamn head. So yeah, they pussy and they'll shoot your ass too.
And it didn't stop there. Even YoungBoy's mama joined the conversation. That's when things went from internet beef to full-blown family involvement. She started going off online, defending her son and throwing jabs at Choppa. Before I play the clip, let's get one thing straight. She was talking loud.
Dancing around like a ballerina. And then you got a man on his knees smoking a crack pipe. And you're saying Kentrell is evil and he's a bad influence. So you want to go and put that man on his knees and put a crack pipe in his mouth on a video, right? I bet they have another video with that same pussy ass on his knees sucking your pipe. Because who gonna even play that stupid ass role? Your head look like a penis without a rubber on top of it. You better be lucky. Can't say what I want to say.
She started accusing Choppa of having a crack pipe in his video, trying to clown him. But here's the truth. That wasn't no crack pipe at all. It was clearly a cigarette. And the reason Chop included that scene was actually to mock YoungBoy's real life habit. Because everybody knows YoungBoy's always got a cigarette in his hand. So while she was trying to drag Chop, the joke kind of backfired. He wasn't dissing himself, he was mocking her son's signature look. It's crazy how deep this whole situation's gotten. Now it's not just rapper versus rapper, it's family versus family, fan base versus fan base, and the internet is eating it up. Now look, I'm not here to disrespect nobody's mama, but let's keep it real. YoungBoy's mom didn't make the situation any better. Her jumping online and posting that video just added more fuel to the fire. Honestly, it would have looked way better on YoungBoy's part if she'd stayed quiet and let the music speak for itself. The moment she got involved, it shifted the whole conversation from the music to the family drama. Now the big question everybody's asking, will YoungBoy respond? That's what the whole rap world is waiting on. Because this beef's already viral. It's everywhere, and Chop's not backing down anytime soon. The man's been pushing this narrative heavy, calling YoungBoy out on every level. So now all eyes are on YoungBoy to see what he's gonna do next. If you ask me, Chop's playing a risky game. He's pushing hard, and knowing YoungBoy's track record, there's only so much he's gonna tolerate before things get real. Chop might just push him to that breaking point. And that's when stuff gets unpredictable. Now the question is, how will YoungBoy respond? Is he gonna match Chop's energy and come with a deep lyrical breakdown exposing him bar for bar? Or will he go straight savage mode, turning it into another violent diss full of threats and chaos? If he does the latter, it'll only prove Chop's point even more, that YoungBoy's music keeps feeding the same negativity Chop's been calling out. At the same time, we can't act like Chop's flawless either. He's got his own contradictions that YoungBoy could easily flip back on him. So if YoungBoy really decides to step into the booth, he could flip this whole situation on his head. Will he? Maybe. But for now, it's all eyes on him. Time's the only thing that'll tell how this story plays out. So now I gotta ask you, what do you think? Do you believe Chop's speaking truth and exposing real issues in the industry? Or is he just clout chasing and trying to stir the pot for attention? Drop your thoughts down below. I wanna know how the streets feel about this one. And before you dip out, make sure you join the family. Turn those notifications on and hit that subscribe button so you never miss the heat. The streets never sleep, and neither do we. We're just getting started. And there are way more stories to uncover, way more truth to expose, and way more drama to break down. We drop fire every single day, and tomorrow's upload is gonna be even crazier, even deeper, and absolutely unmissable. So smash that like button, share the video with all your homeboys, and let us know your thoughts below. We'll catch you in the next one, right here at Rap Uncovered, where the truth of the streets lives.